Like any well-adjusted person at the dawn of a new year, I've been musing on things that make me feel despair. Moments in media that bite too close to bone, that bathe my veins in ice. Moments that are heavy, and whose weight is effectively distributed in such a way that the implications they carry for the story and characters crush my very soul. You can find instances like this lurking in plenty of notable works from many different mediums, but no matter where they bear their fangs, one thing seems to be true. It's very rarely stories that are overly nihilistic or dark or edgy or devoid of any semblance of light that make me feel this way. Instead, it's the ones with joy in them. The ones with the homies, the strugglers, the goobers and weirdos, the unlikely families, starry-eyed lovers, and bog-standard, unimpressive human desires. The ones that make my butt cheeks gargle from laughter and my heart sing with content. It's always by making me want the best for the people involved, by lulling me into a false sense of security that a story can pull the wool over my eyes and smother me with my own optimism. One such case that's been thrumming through my mind these frigid months comes from early on in everyone's favorite game of Yaoi Cat and Mouse, in the Death Note episode fittingly known as Overcast. By the time you reach the 7th episode, you're well aware that Light Yagami is a wicked little prick. He spent the last 6 winding Japan into a frenzy, using information, intimidation, divine forces beyond our understanding, and good, bloody murder to send the country spiraling, all while keeping his wolfish, shit-eating grin tucked away from the sheep that graze among him. He's Machiavellian in every sense of the word, but he's also kind of a pampered bitch boy. He's stubborn and rash in a way that can get him into trouble, but due to his meticulous planning and the resources at his disposal, he's managed to remain mostly ahead of any repercussions. Before this point, he's only had one other case where his actions manifest any real consequences, and never have those consequences been able to greet him face to face. Light's newest tribulation, like many of ours do, comes in the form of a woman whose husband was a recent victim of his alter ego, Kira, a woman who knows the culprit was likely a passenger on the same train where her partner lost his life. A woman who plans to deliver that information to the shepherds looking to tear him from the shadows. And it's here where the games begin. Authors often lay the foundation for emotional turmoil in precarious situations like this, the type that make you a bit queasy before anything even happens, from the setup alone, because you know in the pit of your stomach that nothing good can come from this. The same concept rears its ugly head throughout something like Jujutsu Kaisen's Shibuya incident. From Gojo's ceiling to Toji's arrival to Sukuna's awakening, these scenarios use layers of character relations, history, and conflict to enter a pocket of the story that's an exercise in anxiety, where all I can think to myself is, oh, I don't like this. Oh God, I really don't like this. Someone, anyone, please stop this madness. Let me reach through the screen and warn them or we are so fucking calm. I get that same feeling seeing Powder sneak off to try and protect her family using technology she doesn't know the limits of. It's present when Devilman Crybaby has its cast targeted by a paranoid mob for just broadcasting an empathetic message. I get it watching Ned Stark beg forgiveness for crimes he didn't commit, or Walter White feign innocence for ones he did. It's in the steps leading down to Shao Tucker's basement, or in watching Eren pull Reiner aside for a supposedly friendly chat. These are all bred to create tension, doing so off the back of implication alone. That tension then being built upon through things like action or pacing, the introduction of meaningful consequences, and of course the threat of death. But one they all have in common, and the most effective to me, has to be information disparity. Whether it be between sets of characters or between the story and the audience, one of the best ways to sow tension is to simply leave one party in the dark. You know that Toji's been resurrected, but the cast doesn't know that. Megumi doesn't know that. Reiner knows his mission. He knows his sin, but we don't know it. Eren doesn't know it. It's remarkable what a story can make you feel by not telling you things, and equally so what it can if it does. Death Note is brilliant here for the way it uses both approaches. It contorts the relationship between the main character and the viewer by putting you in the perspective of the guilty party. It curses you with the knowledge that the character you typically root for, who you derive so much entertainment from, is the cancer at this story's core. Yet you just can't rip your eyes away. The want to know if his justice will truly lead to a greater good is just too enticing. It makes you feel almost complicit in Light's actions, as you're forced to watch him scheme against people who you know deserve better, and especially against this woman. Naomi Misora may only have about an episode and a half of screen time, but she leaves such a distinct impression. You get a first-hand look at her sorrow, as well as the grit she exhibits in the face of it. She's devoted to her late husband in a way that's genuinely beautiful, and that makes a small part of you want to be in her corner, even if you're painfully aware the odds are stacked against her. But despite giving you all that info, the show hasn't fully laid out its cards. It still hides things from you. Who is this woman really? How is she so deductive? What the fuck does Ryuk find so damn funny? Why, oh why, is she not affected when her name is signed in the Death Note? Questions like those add to the unease, and the best stories, the ones that make you ache, always save the answers until they'll do the maximum damage to your composure. That's how you use information to terrify people, either burying it so deep in the dirt that it's bound to throw you for a loop, or forcing you to sit idly by and be layered in the grime as it digs your faves a fucking casket. Either way, we're the ones left lying in the mud. Mud that grows thicker and grosser with every passing moment as Naomi and Light go back and forth. As the conversation drags on, the playing field continues to shift, revealing new sides, new subterfuge, new passions, new plots, new care, new cruelty, and you sink a little deeper. The pressure is so palpable, and it only continues to mount as I grow more invested in Naomi and more revolted by Light. The narrative's grip tightens around ya and squeezes till you wanna burst. And it's here just when I can't take it anymore, just when I want to throw up in my mouth, curl into a ball, piss my pantaloons and phone my mama, just when I want to snivel and scream. That Death Note, at any moment that haunts me, does the single most awful thing it can.
Thanks for explaining, but just to be safe, I'd like to try and visit the task force headquarters again. Goodbye.
Hit let's go. All of a sudden, you're free of the gargoyle's gaze. There's a moment of reprieve. That mounting weight is lifted off of you. The story, the author, some guardian angel tosses you a bone, and you're finally granted a fucking breath. It comes in the form of a child's smile, the shit-stained, crayon-eating glee on their face, and the potential good they'll do in the future. It's in a mentor's tenacity. It's in a loved one's concern. It comes with the pride in a mother's eyes, or the love in a father's as he finally stands up for you. It's in the power of some kind words, the little bit of encouragement you need to put one foot in front of the other. It's in admiring what you think is a job well done, in the celebration and claps on the back that follow, in standing triumphant and proud over that vanquished obstacle. It's in something as trivial as confiding in a friend, having them come to you at your lowest moment, bringing something that'll cheer you up to your door, getting to see their face, or even just feeling in your heart that they're with you. Here, it comes in the form of a simple no thanks, the decision to walk away. It's a single, glorious wrinkle in time where it damn near feels like things are gonna turn out alright. No matter how hard you try in that instance, the light shines through. Your spirit catches fire and a small flame is born. A quiet, defiant, heaven-sent little thought that dares to ask, what if we make it out of this? And that's what makes it all the more devastating when the demons come creeping back in.
Kick slow flow, jitsu type shit. Real out my dread like some on board type shit. Cook a nigga up like food type shit. Push up with my vibes, could be dirty type shit. She put it on my balls, I got at this bitch.
Because I'm Kira.
A light smile here isn't just out of relief or glee at this woman's demise. It damn near seems like he's smirking at the audience, mocking us for ever doubting the outcome in the first place. And you know what's the part that fucks with me? This is the first instance of him taking abject pleasure in butchering an innocent. The first point where he's no longer ambiguous in my eyes. He'll later go on to style himself a god, but he's nothing more than what most men are. A hypocrite, one whose dubious moral code goes out the window the very second he's threatened. He faces down an innocent civilian, a grieving widow, and rather than get snared in her web, he abandons any notion that he is noble. Because a jackal caught in a trap will gnaw its own leg off if it means escaping. The fucking bastard manages to limp away, smiling the whole way through. It's a smile that boils my blood. That's the final nail in the coffin. And it's a smile that's taught me a truth. A story doesn't need to be devoid of hope in order to inspire despair. It just needs to know the right moment to rip it away.
She don't speak no English, man, the top type shit. Fuck me around, I'm out cause I'm a boss type shit. Wow.
Alive! Alive! Well met, my good men. It's the wizard, the guy, the guru, young Ibby, young Ibby, young Ibby. See ya. And I just want to express my deepest gratitude for you wading through the mud with me in this video. If it got you going, please make sure to like and comment, subscribe, and give a ring-a-ding-ding to that bell top for your mans. Also, be sure to check out my Twitter and Gram. If you really like the aesthetic of this video, I have a bonus edit / trailer type of thing and some nice posters that I made in case you missed those. Please be sure to peep the Patreon. Every one of those vicious little vamps and vampettes keep the channel's blood running. I'm tired and I feel like shit, and I just saw Kendrick and SZA, so my voice is kind of shot, so I really can't yap too long, but I see ya and I love ya and I hope you have yourselves a damn good one. Free throw, swap, Izzo. Fuck.